Wise guys with Winston and Muggsy know how to play the game, trust me. Who came to put the team on top? Tune in, sit back, let the beats just drop. Yo, it's Wise guys with Winston and Muggsy.
I didn't know that. Now I know. Sorry about that.
Right on. I just wanted to turn around and say a massive welcome to Glenn. Glenn, I apologise for the delay in getting, but there was a bit of issues. It's our first time doing this live stream like this, and we had some bit of complications with being able to get you up because you didn't have messaging on. But Glenn, massive welcome to you, brother. Please fill us all in with Bonded, and welcome to the Winston and Muggsy. And now messages coming for the Winston and Muggsy Wise Guys Show, episode 1. I had to second Muggsy. I'm getting loads of messages through at the same time. Please continue, Glenn. Please.
All right. Hey, thanks. I actually, I'm gonna have to be a bit quick actually because I got to go and pick my wife up from the airport. But hey, so real world assets, real world problems. So real world problems are what we focus on. We're being really focused on this thing which we call proof of human relationship, which is basically, sort of something that is not only the existence of relationships but the nature of them too, because the nature of them is something that people evaluate, and they evaluate it for a whole lot of real world reasons, like getting mortgages and loans and getting immigration visas and getting all sorts of things like that. So yeah, we're building Bonded, and our first use case for this protocol, so we built the protocol with ICP, right? And that's the protocol called proof of human relationship. And then our first use case is all of the, get it, like millions of people divided for unnecessary amounts of time because they have passports or visas or what have you from one country or another, and they can't. They either have to pay a lot of money to lawyers or what have you to prove that they're allowed to live together. So that's what we started with, and it's been mostly just building. Our MVP is ready this week finally, but
wow, congratulations!
Thanks. Yeah. But it's funny though because it's like identity and data privacy and things like that. So I don't really like MVP for that because M is, you don't want the minimum of that, you want the maximum, right? So we're just holding on it a little bit, integrating a couple of other flows to other chains for various parts of the use cases that we need. But yeah, it's been fun. We've been building for 6 months now. Just there's just so much possibility with ICP that there's literally not another chain that we could actually build a solution on. Like we just couldn't do it, right? We use vet keys, and we've got a pathway, a roadmap to on-chain AI, so that we're not data controllers, so that we can run AI on device, so on your phone, but also on chain. And we're able to store evidence, which is really what is the core of all this proof stuff. And we're able to store it on chain, right? And not have to use Filecoin or whatever to do that. Yeah. And then here's the kicker. This is the thing that's amazing, and I think people sometimes forget is because there's no gas, there's no wallet, which means that we can just run this as a normal app through the App Store, and people can just click through and they're there, and they don't really even have to know anything about blockchain, and all those sort of things that they're terrified about.
I love the way you worded it.
Man, no, that is absolutely something that Preston and I and a few of my other cohorts that I'm working on a few projects with a few people. I'm like, bro, this isn't about bragging about blockchain. It's about building something, and when people finally realize, oh, this is running on what they call block. Yeah, man, but don't worry about it. It don't mean nothing, Don't worry about it. It's just easier for me, the owner. That's all it is. It's easier for me, the owner. And so you guys just use it like you would the web and have a great day. And even when it comes to crypto, most of the time you can bring stuff in via credit card now. Credit debit. You can moon pay. You can do all sorts of flip and pay. You don't have to
exactly.
have to convince people to buy cryptocurrency to come in. You just use the money transfer system the way it's built. It's all built for us now. It's all here. So right on, I'm with you, Glenn.
Thanks, man. It's funny because people get so concerned about tech. And I think that, I love the Web3 space. There's loads
Yeah.
of DeFi things I love. So I'm not like, oh, this, not that. But I do think that we've never really just nailed just normal business, just marketing big products over massive amounts of people that don't know anything about what they're using. And I think ICP makes that easy. So I think it's super exciting.
It sure is.
And we just need to make sure that our only challenge, really, this is kind of a really ironic one, is like, so people are quite happy to use their devices with Google Maps and give up all of their data to Google and all the rest, right? But tell them they've got a decentralized, fully self-sovereign environment for themselves. Oh no, I'm worried about privacy. It's
I
mad.
heard that's a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that a pyramid scheme? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Absolutely. Life is a pyramid scheme. There's only gonna be one person left alive in the end, and then he's gonna die too.
Yeah. So it's funny because so we have this conversation all the time, and I was at a big legal tech thing last week and 2 weeks ago, and everybody was saying, well, I mean, then that means you're responsible for your own data. I'm like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. But this is what we've got to get past, and I think that the more that ICP people talk to people who are not native Web3, it's easier for IC people to do that. You don't need to start talking about wallets and sort of um, DeFi type stuff. You can just talk about certain things that really matter to them, like what they have, what they own, how they can protect stuff, and just simple stuff. And we don't need to say the word blockchain. So our goal is really just to prove out bonded, which is for immigration. And there's like 280 million people with some version of this problem in the world every year. So it's not like a small market. It's a massive one. And then we look at it and go, well, where else do you need to prove yourself? You need to prove your connection. You need to prove the nature of connection. Think about things like child custody and visiting rights and things like that. What happens, and or we're applying for a loan, or maybe even who went to see grandma at the care home, and who didn't in the family. There's all sorts of things that you can think about that are real world cases where at the moment we just say we have a he said she said thing, and then we just argue it out, and then we go to court. And so we don't actually need to do any of this. There are ways to avoid it now, and we couldn't do that without ICP.
Well, I actually I have a buddy that's a lawyer, and he was asking me about crypto and blockchain. And I was like, well, bro, you're the one that told me about living trusts, right? And he goes, well, yeah. And I was like, well, that's exactly what blockchain is. You are designing a smart contract to follow a specific set of rules with your finances, and it just does that. That's what it does. And when people register and meet goals and meet criteria on that contract, then they get paid, they get theirs, they pay out, whichever it is. It's the same thing as a living trust. It's just designing it differently and building it on a different platform. Setting your contract differently. That's all.
That's it, right? And so the simplicity thing, we can just say it's a world computer. We don't need to say it's blockchain, right? I mean, and people get world computer. I've already done that a few times. People are like, oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting, But there's something else that came up, guys, that I just wanted to share with you at the legal thing, which is really interesting because we say immutable, right? But here's the thing, like blockchain has a bit of a problem for data because in the EU, you need to have the right to be forgotten, right? And otherwise you can't run a product. Okay, but actually, so ICP can do that actually, right? Why? Because we give each couple or each person in a relationship a canister. So if we stop paying for the canister,
it goes away.
It goes away.
Or let's say you build a product that just absolutely bombs. It's no good no more. Maybe something happened that the fugazi of it got exposed, and you're like, you know what? And you just wipe it out, and no more on the internet does it exist ever again.
Yeah. And then it's GDPR compliant, and that means, well, it's not the only way, but I mean, that's the basis of it. And that means, oh, okay, the whole world of products is open to build on now, and there's no legal issues with this whole thing about blockchain actually lasting forever. Okay, it can as well, and we poured out to a couple of other chains that can make it do that as well. But that's really powerful because like we're in an iterative world. Products come up all the time. A lot of them don't need to last forever. They just need to prove a point or get a job done. For us, it's like, you know what, you want a visa? Well, use this, and then you'll be fine. So there's just so much utility there, and I just love it. It's been great to get into it.
So bonded is not like a bonding, like, so people don't get it mistaken. Bonded is about like putting your identity in a secure place and bonding with others over security, right? Not
That's
not
it.
not getting
Yeah.
bonded, not looking for a financial bond.
Oh,
You know.
oh no, but I tell you what. There's some.
I used
mean,
to throw
there's
MMA
some.
shows, so I had to get
Uh,
bonded all the time, man.
yeah. No, but there's some sex tech app in the US called Bonded. I just found it recently. I was like, oh shit.
I can imagine all the DMs you're getting, Glenn. I could only imagine.
You know what?
Yeah, well,
Glenn,
it's
hey,
fine.
Glenn,
Winston.
I want you to remember, internet computer is IC, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to remember ICU, the letter U, now.io. I want you to check that out. I built that. It's going to be a dating site.
Cool.
It's going to be a dating site, and I think what you got going on with Bonded is something that is going to provide that security people are looking for, that I'm trying to achieve in the back end of that, to make like an immutable I am who I say I am dating application where you're not getting catfished. You're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Is an
like
excellent
a no
solving
escape
problem.
dating app, so that real legitimate people. And my other angle on it is the fact that AI and just the way tech is going is actually breaking people apart. And I truly want to do things that bring people together again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why my games have a high school leaderboard, because I want people compete. There I go again when I raise my hands and things are going on. But like I got a high score leaderboard because I want people competing against each other. I want people not to just be farming a game on their own in their basement without talking to anybody. I want them to see that high scoreboard and say, "Oh, I got to beat so and I know him on Twitter." Or I want people in the dating app to say, "You know what? I trust that this is really the person that is chatting with me." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Man. Like I'm trying to keep expanding in that direction with what I'm doing. So I think we're on the same page on a lot of far back in what our business ideas and our mindset is of what blockchain's good for.
Yeah, well, it's about humanity, right? Why make it for somebody else? We've got to make it for us, all the people in the world. We've got to live together. We've got to live in harmony, and we've got to live in harmony with machines and AI.
Automation is great, but we need ways to bond. Amen. Like there's your slogan. Automation is great, but we need ways to bond with each other. Like I love it.
Well, one of the other things we say, one of our taglines, because we do a lot of what the legal profession call evidence banking. We're just banking evidence, not that, so it's passive and progressive. So you don't have to do anything; it just happens. And then and we just say, because Google does that, Meta does that, right? So, but we just say, your story, not theirs. So we want to give people the chance to tell their story, because everybody else is inferring a story, and you're something for them, but you're nothing for yourself and those that you love, right? And that's what we want to make sure happens.
Right on, man. I love it.
For sure.
Thanks, man.
I hope your wife's flight got in safe, bro. And I hope.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay.
That's it.
I'm gonna bounce, Winston, seriously, but thanks,
I
guys.
take mental notes, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for you guys, and just do it again. Thanks.
Glenn, we'll get I'll go straight into your DMs, Glenn, and it's a pleasure to have you here, bro. Thank you for joining us on the Wise Guys Show, episode 1,
right,
brother.
Thanks, guys. Okay, have a good one.
Thanks, Glenn. Bye.
Bye.
And
Thanks.
Muggsy, regarding our guest list of next that we have up, brother, before we bring them up, there's someone who I want to talk about.
Oh, gossip?
Yeah, I want to say,
is it juicy?
It's always juicy. Now, the thing is, a lot goes into what we do, guys, like generally, like with what Muggsy does, what I do, what all of us do. But behind us, again, we have an amazing team. I know Muggsy works very close with Sharky, but I want to just say we've got
Wise guys with Winston and Muggsy know how to play the game, trust me. Who came to put the team on top? Tune in, sit back, let the beats just drop. Yo, it's Wise guys with Winston and